Finally, the gods have spoken. So, yesterday, some pretty interesting news dropped regarding Gran Turismo. As you can probably tell, by the title down below, the beta is coming, and not only is it coming, it's coming next week. So for those who don't know, Gran Turismo was supposed to have an open beta quite a while ago. I think it was like some point last year, but for some reason, they didn't really mention anything about the beta. It was dropped, and then we just didn't really hear much about it. Originally, it was supposed to be an open beta, and people were supposed to be able to go in and, play the game at their leisure. But that whole concept was kind of like dropped quite a while ago, and we just haven't heard anything. Polyphony don't like to tell us a lot. They like to keep us in the dark, which in some points is good and some points is bad. For situations like this, I would say it's bad. But come around to literally last night, they just said that they were going to have a beta on March 17th for people in the US. That's literally it. If you live in other countries, maybe in Europe or somewhere, essentially we're going to get a beta at some other point. But for now, the beta that's coming in a week's time is exclusively for the US. I will link the article down in the description below. It just kind of goes through, what's going to be in the actual beta itself. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm really excited for it. They've mentioned how they're going to have, varied courses in the game from the Tokyo Expressway to Willow Springs, and they're also going to have a varied amount of cars, which I'm personally looking really forward to. Even little things like, driver profiles and stuff, that's all going to be in the beta, but obviously, because it is a beta, it's not a demo. The whole reason for this beta is to test the game. So I do highly advise, getting on their forums or wherever they, put feedback and actually replying to them and helping them with the game. A lot of people mistake beta test as, a demo, gonna see if we're gonna buy the game or not. That's not really the intention. I'm playing it to enjoy it as well because it's Gran Turismo, it's a racing game, I like playing racing games. But, I just thought I'd mention that just to keep that in mind. So this is only phase 1. This is only phase 1. There's going to be a few phases of betas running up to Gran Turismo's launch. So initially phase 1 is going to be only for people in the US, and they have now said that they're actually going to open it up for people in the EU shortly afterwards. So whether that's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, we don't really know. And then, sometime shortly afterwards, there will be a phase 2 beta where hopefully more people will get in, and if you didn't get in first time, you can go ahead and get in second time. It is a closed beta, so you've actually got to go ahead and sign up on their website. So the link again will be down in the description. If you don't get in first time, it's a bit unfortunate really. There's not really much you can do, and like I said, it's only eligible for US PSN IDs at the moment. So if you do have, even if you live in the US but you have like a English, a UK PSN ID, you won't be able to play. Quite annoying because obviously from the UK I could just go ahead and just create an account, but that's a bit long-winded. They did say though in the article down below that they are planning to do a lot of betas in the run-up to the game's launch. So we haven't really even got a launch day at the moment, so that could literally mean anything. It could be like where the crew was, where the crew had like a beta every 2 or 3 months up to the build-up of launch. It could be like Need for Speed, where this is the 1 or 2 we're going to get and that's it. It's going to be rather interesting though. It's going to be rather interesting to see what this is like. I haven't read through the full T&Cs, but it would be pretty cool if the NDA wasn't a thing, because I would love to stream this game and play this game with you guys and actually play with you guys and share stuff with you guys. It just makes it a whole lot easier if there isn't an NDA, but I understand completely if there is one. For those who don't know, an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, which basically means that you can't share any content from the beta, although by the seams of things, I don't think that's probably going to be the case. It's also going to be really cool to see just how many cars are in this game and what we can actually do to them. If there is like an ND MX-5 in this beta, it's going to be pretty cool to see, what we can do tuning-wise to it, because obviously, this is the first Gran Turismo game on PS4. From what I've heard, a lot of people have enjoyed it and have just said it is classic Gran Turismo, but obviously with the jump to next gen, there's always going to be a few, doubts about certain things being the same from the last game, and, even certain things being different. It's just all a bit up in the air at the moment, and definitely with Gran Turismo Sport specifically, at least for me, I can quite gladly say, I feel like we haven't been given that much information by Polyphony. Polyphony are really bad at community management, to be quite honest. Even this kind of whole beta thing was very off guard, very much surprising, and although that is good in many regards, it's a bit annoying at the same time. They literally just told us that the game was delayed and now we're getting a beta. Yeah, it's cool we're getting a beta, we still don't know when the game's launching, and we're still pretty much left, just out in the open with no information. Again, it's cool, they're testing the game, they're making sure it's not shit, that's good, but, you know, I don't like the fact they haven't told us much about this game, you know, bar from E3 last year. I'm looking forward to it, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's just a bit disappointing that Polyphony aren't really that interactive. They're just like, just over in Japan, just like, alright mate, you're doing well. But anyway, with that being said, that's pretty much all the information we have at the moment about the Gran Turismo beta. I can't wait to try it out, I'm really looking forward to it, eventually when it comes around to EU users, of course. But what do you guys think? Are you guys gonna? You should sign up because it's free. It's in the description, so you probably should if you live in the US, that is. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome day, safe, and peace.
Move fast,